So the first step to correct your status would be, I would create something called a non-taxpayer affidavit, or even something called political status correction. Correct your name for the record. When your name was created on a birth certificate, they think they own this, so you have to learn how to create it in a private trust. The Social Security number is a trust. If you look it up, Social Security Trust Administration. It's a public administration. You have to learn how to create your private administration. So you can start with a church, or even a tribe. You can correct your status with a tribe, a church. It's called the Shahada with Muslims. I'm not sure what it's called with Jewish people, but they all undergo a status change. In the Christian community, it's called being baptized. So your baptismal certificate can be also correct your status, and you can use this to identify in the public. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love. Peace and love, world. Peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, Don Kilam, also known as Malik Kilam. And as always, prosperity is your divine birthright. Everybody takes private life to 480-573-4879. Or you can just send $47 via Cash App, Dreamkeepers Radio. I just got a donation as well. Put your email address in the memo box, $47 to Dreamkeepers Radio on the Cash App, all right? Or you can just text private life to 480-573-4879. So I did finish the book, okay? I have a book coming out. It's called Financial Freedom. Guide for Private Investors by Don Kilam University and Don Kilam. And we're going to break down the game. We're breaking down the game. Class is tomorrow, April 30th. I'm not even sure what time it's going to be. Let me take a look. But y'all got to tap in, man. How y'all feeling? Let me know where y'all tapped in and tuned in from. Rep your city. Rep your city. Sip your tea and rep your city. Put your pinky up. Let me know where y'all tapped in and tuned in from. We got Chicago in the building. Hawaii in the building. What's up? I see you, baby. I see you, baby. You on the Instagram. I see you. I see you. She was my motivation to finish this book. I got Columbus in the building, Charlotte in the building, Chicago in the building, Kansas City deep in the building. We got Houston, Texas in the building, Boston in the building. I'm on the TikTok as well. Denver, Colorado. Okay, Arizona. We got Fort Worth, Texas, New Jersey, Detroit, Philly, South Carolina, Sacramento. I see y'all. Peace and love. I appreciate y'all tapping in, tuning. Y'all could be doing anything right now on your phone, but you're sitting here tapping in with me. I don't even want to know what some of y'all do on your phone, but now it's time to get money. It's time to get money. Let's check out the YouTube. We got Houston in the building, New York in the building, Arkansas in the building, Iowa in the building, Dallas in the building, Longview, Texas in the building. Peace and love, everybody. So look, before I get started, again, text private life to 480-573-4879. There you'll be able to get how you can get access, consultations, all right, things like that. I have an event coming up in Chicago at the end of July. That's just a few months away, all right? But we do have a class, and over 100 people have signed up for sure. I don't even know how many people. Hundreds of people have signed up for this class. It's crazy, but I appreciate everybody. I will be releasing the ebook to everybody that signed up for the class. All right. I will be releasing the ebook to everybody that paid the $47 to sign up for the class. All right. And again, text private life to 480-573-4879. 480-573-4879. Quit using consumer law. I'm going to teach you how to come as an investor. ATM in the building, DC in the building. So y'all want to book a consultation, tap in, text that number. You want to know about classes, all of that. Everybody else, the Cash App is Dream Keepers Radio. Send $47. Put your email address in the memo box. I'm not answering any questions. Save your questions. I will block multiple offenders who keep asking me questions. You know, and people hit me with their problems all day, every day. I don't care. I'm going to tell you, my mama just died. So how can that compare to your problems? All right. That's exactly what I'm going to tell you, because that's what's going down. I don't care. Time is money. Wasted time is money. Quit sending me long-ass paragraphs about your problems. Tap in and tune in to invest in your private education. Invest in your private education. As simple as that. And you can do that by clicking the link in the bio. If you can't still figure it out, then it's not for you. We don't go in soliciting and wanting customers. I don't need none of that. It's a private education. Invest in, simple as that. You can get nothing that's advice for nothing. So I've reached out to an SEC attorney. She's supposed to be in the class. These people work with you, man, when you know what you're doing. So I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm going to tell you one thing that's jotted down, a key thing in the book. It's gonna blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind. Understanding. Because when you hear this term that I'm about to break down, people think of the government. They think of policy enforcers, and that's what they are. So one term we're going to go over tomorrow is called special agent. Put it in chat so I know y'all following along with me. Special agent. You have to know how to appoint the right special agent in commerce. Special agents, yes. A lot of people don't even understand truly what an agent is. An agent is a person who has been legally empowered to act on behalf of another person or entity. I need y'all to hear me now. Because this is why you're not getting remedy, because you don't understand these key words. An agent in legal terminology is a person who has been legally empowered to act on behalf of another person or entity. An agent may be employed to represent a client in negotiations and other dealings with third parties. The agent may be given decision-making authorities. Two common types of agents are attorneys, who represent their clients in legal matters, and stockbrokers. So there's only two types of agents. And that is attorneys who represent their clients in legal matters and stockbrokers. And as simple as that. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? Give me a 100s. No, you don't have to pass the bar exam, So listen, this is why I don't even answer questions. I'm going to kick you out the chat because you're talking crazy. All right, man, quit asking me questions. When I talk, you need to be taking notes. It's simple as that, because I'm giving y'all a free game right now. Y'all need to be dropping donations. Dream Keepers Radio is the Cash App. Dream Keepers Radio. I turn down consults all day, every day. Yeah, I got 200 down. I got 300 down. I charge $1,000. Not a penny less. I need $1,000. I gave like 10 refunds. Here's 200. Here's 250. Here's 300. No, I need $1,000 because I'm 1,000 and I'm giving 1,000 information. If you want nothing, that's advice. You can go get that from nothing. Look how far their life is, and that's how far they can take you. Now, when you're executing a will, you're going to need an agent. An agent is someone that's given permission, either explicitly or assumed, so that an agent can become your agent by being assumed. Assumptions and presumptions. That's the law. You got to understand law. Because nobody can go against the law. Not even God. God can't even go against the law. You know, when you understand God, they need you to go against the law. They need you to turn the stones into bread. And that's what's going on. They need you to turn the stones into bread so they can eat. You know, Jesus wouldn't even do that when he was tempted because he said he's not breaking the law. Now, check me out. That went I went over a lot of people's heads, and I know it did, and it's all good. The Bible gives you a lot of game, but you're just reading it wrong. Now, this can include selling a home, executing a will, managing a sports career, because you got sports agents. There's a reason why I got NFL players reaching out to me, NBA players, because they have sports agents. You got to understand what an agent is. Is this a sport? Now, the key word I told you was special agent, because everybody thinks this has something to do with the law enforcement. Check me out. You got to understand, all comms are commercial. Special agents are authorized to make a single transaction or a series of transactions within a limited period. Hey, we're going to sentence you to 5 years. Boom, I'm your special agent. This is the type of agent most people use from time to time, especially dealing with securities. When it comes to securities, you need a special agent. Now, in order to learn about special agents, you're going to need, we talk about the Series 6, we talk about the Series 7 a lot, but this is a Series 66, all right? A Series 66. I'm not going to get too deep. Now, these are developed and go along with Series 63, Series 65, and it's all administered by FINRA, FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. All right. This is what I'm breaking down in my book, Financial Freedom, Your Guide to Private Investors by Don Kilam University. So people hire agents to perform tasks that they lack the time or expertise to do for themselves, dealing with brokerage and brokerages, okay? Your house, you're going to need an agent. You got general agents, you got universal agents, but all of these can be your agents off a simple power of attorney. Just simple forms. Fiduciary relationships. This is when you're dealing with fiduciary relationships. This is why you need to understand who you're giving your authority to. All right. So I need everybody to give me some 100s or some fire emojis right now if it makes sense about the special agent. Did I make it make sense? People think it's law enforcement, but I'm telling you, it's always dealing with money. It's always dealing with that trust. It's always dealing with securities. All right. I'm getting a lot of 100s, fire emojis. I'm glad that it's making sense. Because when you're breaking down, I say quit using consumer law. Quit using consumer law because these people are still acting as your agents. You know, and this is why I'm connecting the dots for people, so we don't go going into class with any confusion. Because a lot of y'all still gonna be confused. A lot of y'all just going because it sounds good. A lot of y'all just going because y'all know I'm getting remedy. But you gotta understand what's being implemented, and as simple as that. All right, you gotta understand what's being implemented. Yes, consumers are public, investors are private. We're private investors. You got to understand the difference between the public and the private. If you're using consumer law, are you not using public codes and statutes? Is that not part of the public sector? All right, you got to understand the difference between the public sector and the private sector. And that's why I know you don't know true trading. I know you don't know true private life because you don't understand this concept, this simple concept. The public codes and statutes do not apply to the private. When you understand agents, you understand principles. We're talking about we're the private principal. We're the principal investor. We're the private investor. We're the principal investor. And that's where it starts when it comes to equity. Now, when they're in the public, all U.S. public companies must follow GAAP is what some people call it, but I say GAAP, the generally accepted accounting principles, when preparing their financial statements. And when you're opening up lines of credit, you're going to the bank, whatever it may be, they're opening up accounts. They're giving you account numbers. So they have to follow these principles, the generally accepted accounting principles. All U.S. public companies must follow them. I want y'all to know there is something called the Investor Protection Act. You got to understand the Securities Exchange Commission is involved in a lot of these things, but Congress does protect investors. I just want to put that out there. You're going to have more leeway coming in as an investor. You're going to have more help coming in as an investor as you would a consumer. A consumer is here to consume. Now, speaking of the SEC, they're going to uphold the GAAP, the General Accounting Principles, the Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. Now, I'm going to give y'all $1 million worth of game. Country Life says, man, hold the cup, too much sauce in my cup, man. I appreciate that. The Investor Protection Act. Yes, the Investor Protection Act. Now, under the Securities Exchange Commission, and in the book, you're going to get access to the templates and things that I've got access to. Just basic information to get your claim started. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to make sure you are coming in as a private banker. This is the importance of being a private banker. All right. Yeah, is this making sense now? Is this making sense now? I'm going to tell you, the one person that was kind of doing it correctly, you can go study Gene Keaton to get a head start. All right, Gene Keaton, rest in power, Gene Keaton. But also, Patrick Devine was on something here too. You know what I mean? But what I'm going to tell you out the gate is this is the game. Being a private banker, understanding true status correction, understanding you have control of these securities, you can direct these securities, and you got to know how to come about it. You have to come about it as the private banker, the private investor. All right, and then and only then, once you go up the ladder, like literally, you're gonna file a claim at home with whoever's doing it, whether it's the bank, whether it's your credit card company, whoever it may be. You started off with them. This is what I call the admin process. You go to the IRS, the district courts, because district courts deals with these things too, because the SEC would start an investigation with the district courts. Now, speaking of the SEC, once we get the audits, because we can trigger an audit with the IRS. We can trigger the audit with the IRS. You got to understand that. General information referral. That's going to be Form 3949A. I'm saying again, that's going to be Form 3949A. Information referral. This is how you trigger audits. I'm going to give y'all another game since, a lot of people talk about, hey, he helps people get off child support, deadbeat dads. Well, here's to the baby mamas that think they need child support. You had a kid with the nigga anyway. Excuse my language. So that's on you anyways. You chose that man. You knew he wasn't sure you got with him. But at the end of the day, follow 3949A. Anything about the man. You find out about his job. You find out he got a business, whatever. File 3949A. Go ahead and get your child support. Get him back on child support. There you go. Unless you're Don Kilam, this shit don't work on me. But look, bring him back in the jurisdiction. Let me get back on the topic. So when you're filing these complaints, you file the complaints correctly with the SEC. The next step, they're going to file a matter under inquiry. It's called an MUI. An MUI, they call it a MUI. Matter under inquiry, a MUI. All right. Sometimes called a matter under investigation. It's a term by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission to describe preliminary investigations into alleged financial fraud in companies that is responsible for regulating. All right. This is the right way to do the things. All right. They have an enforcement manual, which was first published in 2008, as well as other SEC memos. I'm not going to get too deep in it, but they track the cases. All right. Now, under FINRA, when you're doing these, you can take a company under arbitration as well. And they have arbitration clauses. A lot of people don't even know this or even understand this. You know, I'm dealing with arbitration as well right now on some things. They had one person, because I come in as an account representative. They said he's not licensed. He's not a licensed attorney. Man, I said, man, I represent the account. He's self-represented, and he appointed me. They're helping with the paperwork. I'm an account representative and clergy. You know, do you have a license to practice law? Don't keep playing with me, man. Keep playing. You don't need no. Listen, they try to take it to small claims court. Like, you under 2 arbitration clauses. You under the car loan arbitration and whoever you reported this to on the credit bureau. That's 2 different arbitrations. So, you know, of course they're going to rule in my favor every time. Let me go through the book, though. Let me keep going through this book. Let me see. So we went over agents, talked about special agents. When you got to understand securitization anyways. Now, a lot of people say they can get the CUSIP numbers, right? We're not worried about that. You need to prove the audit. You need to prove the audit. All right? You need a securitization audit. That's what you need. Some people call them Bloomberg reports. That's what you need. You need to get the whole audit. You gotta have the proof. You know, we're not gonna. Why would we just show the CUSIP numbers without the proof? You can't do that when you're going to the state attorney general's office, because we're going to expose the fraud to everybody. This is RICO, racketeering. This is a lot of serious things going on. And the reason why it's fraud is because you were, even though contractually everything is legal, but you were left in the dark without full disclosure. You were ignorant. So that, therefore, it's fraud, because if you knew you as the main investor, if you knew you as the principal investor, because a lot of people do know, but they can't prove it. So it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. If you knew you as the main investor, you might do these things differently. And that's why you need to be established differently. To prove that you're the main investor, to prove that you're established correctly. This is the main purpose of private banking. The main purpose of having status correction. So Gene Keaton, he's a well-known critic of the banking system, and he attempted to bring RICO suits against banks, alleging legal securitization. This has ignited lots of conversation about the legalities and ethics of securitization. This is when I learned about it. So in understanding this issue, it's crucial to understand accounting principles that guide securitization. So Financial Accounting Standards Board, FASB, regulations such as FAS 125, this is the securitization accounting. FAS 140, that's the offsetting of financial assets and liabilities. FAS 133, derivatives on hedge accounts. FAS 5 and FAS 95 are instruments of defining the process. Securitization changes the nature of the note from a negotiable instrument into a security. It changes the note from a negotiable instrument into a security, kind of like a convertible bond, okay, or a convertible note. You can say this is what your birth certificate is. So securitization changes the nature of the note from a negotiable instrument into a security. Banks and financial institutions follow these accounting standards, which are part of the generally accepted accounting principles. They are mandated by 12 USC to follow both GAAP, general accepted accounting principles, and the generally accepted audit standards. That's GAAP. All right, GAAP. Furthermore, there are local and international standards from FASB and the International Financial Reporting Standards Board, the IFRSB. Now, FAS 140 has a connection to UCC 3-305 and 306 to guide financial institutions on how to offset. And then FAS 133 is a crucial reference. Now, with that being stated, I'm breaking these down because this is how you get recruitment. It's called recruitment. And recruitment is not remedy, it's recruitment. Recruitment as a concept in financial and legal settings refers to the act of reclaiming or regaining expenses. This process involves applying a set-off which allows you to recover what you initially provided and what you are rightfully owed. Additionally, recruitment can also imply withholding a reasonable portion or all of something due. These actions are considered equitable in nature and often find their applications in admiralty-style instruments. So in order to better understand recruitment, we have to look at what an IOU is defined as in the Black Laws Dictionary. And this is acknowledging a debt similar to a due bill. A sight draft, on the other hand, is a draft that is due upon demand or upon proper presentment to the drawer. Now, when you understanding this is you have to understand accounting. So you want to understand the two different accounting methods, and this is at the end of the book, all right? And you're going to break down accrual method and cash method. And with the accrual method, this is when we can do off-balance sheet bookkeeping. This is when we can use promissory notes as bookkeeping, double bookkeeping entry, all right? You have to do the accrual method, all right? Accrual method accounting. And with this being stated,
we'll be back after a quick break.
there's no such thing to practice law. It's called a bar card or a British accredited registry card. They take an oath to uphold rules to the crown, which is in Britain. So there's no such thing to licensed practice law. If you look up Abraham Lincoln, he was a lawyer. He wasn't an attorney. So attorneys might have to be licensed, but there's no such thing as a licensed lawyer. Again, it's called a British accredited registry. It's part of a membership. It's like a fraternity, like the Freemasons or any other private club or community that you'd be part of, that you have to show your private membership. And this is what they do. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DONKILAM. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love. You have to change your accounting methods. All right. How you change your accounting methods is with IRS Form 3115. I'm going to get into this tomorrow. In the class. All right. I have lots of codes for you. Lots of balance, how to do the balance sheets. But they all have OMB numbers. This is the Office of Management and Budget numbers on them. They are subject to disclosure under the Privacy Act Title 5 USC 552B4 at closing and settlement. And then that means that all the loans are truly paid off in its entirety and the debt is extinguished. You got to understand, even when you do, this is all commercial paper. That's all it is. Y'all call them securities. Y'all call them certificates. Y'all call them bonds. All this is a form of security paper. Commercial paper. Commercial paper. Scratch that security stuff from the record. Security paper. And you just need to learn private sector and public sector first. You gotta understand true private banking. You gotta understand how you're given rights in the game. When you're a sole trader, when you're coming in, you know they call it the redemption. The redemption method, the redemption act. You got to understand what you're redeeming is shares. The only thing you can redeem from a business is equity or shares. Redeemable shares are those shares that the company can buy back at some point in the future. The date on which they can be bought can be fixed earlier or can be in response to a specific event. This type of share is often issued to directors with the provision that they will be redeemed if and when the director leaves the company. When you're in the government, you're operating in trust. Only thing you have the right to do is to appoint your board members, appoint your special agents. That's the only thing you have the right to do, because as a certificate holder, as a shareholder, they're giving you your rights. Hey, you have a right to vote. You don't even get your God-given rights. They're giving you your rights. And a lot of people don't understand that. Shareholders are given rights. So, common shareholders are granted 6 rights: voting power, ownership, the right to transfer ownership, and to claim the dividends, the right to inspect corporate documents, and the right to sue for wrongful acts. These are shareholder rights. It says if a company liquidates, shareholders have the last claim on its assets. Dang. So shareholders, they make money off the dividend payments. It's how they make money. Capital appreciation and dividend payments. And that's what they're giving you. Common shareholders are granted 6 rights: voting power, ownership, the right to transfer ownership, a claim to dividends, the right to inspect corporate documents, and the right to sue for wrongful acts. This is what you need to understand. You go into court. This is how I can prove it, because you go into court, you identify with this birth certificate. And all that is a stock warrant. When you go into the court, they're giving you a warrant. It's a stock warrant. And a stock warrant is a financial instrument that gives the holder the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell a specific number of shares. So you're selling your shares. When you go to court, they give you a warrant. You're being invited to sell your company stock, your company shares. As simple as that. And that's why I just did the reel on my Instagram talking about how a bank is what a seat that a judge sits on. BANC. Look up the definition. Bank. The seat on which judges sit in court. The seat on which judges sit in court. This is why everybody has a clerk. A clerk handles money. A clerk handles money. I hope this is making sense for everybody, man. Let me know if this is making sense. Am I moving too fast? Y'all got to go get this book. It's still publishing. It should be ready within the next 24 hours. We just sent it off to Amazon. It's called Financial Freedom. Everybody that's in the class, the GAAP class, will get this ebook. Everybody that sent the $47. If you're on the OnlyFans, you sent the donation, the required donation on OnlyFans, you'll get access to the ebook. Everybody who signed up for the class will get the replay. Everybody who signed up for the class will also get templates, access to the templates. I actually have the templates already uploaded. I have the code already uploaded for everybody, man. So everybody that signs up, here's how you can sign up. All right. Cash App, $47 Cash App to Dream Keepers Radio. Dream Keepers Radio. Dream Keepers Radio. It should pop up Don Kilam. Dream Keepers Radio, send $47. Put hashtag GAAP in the memo box. GAAP in the memo box with your email address. I'm going to need your email address so I can send you the Zoom link. All right. $47. Class is tomorrow. Let me see what time class is. Class is going to be late. It looks like class is late because I'm not going to switch up. So it's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. We're going to have class tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. Put GAAP, hashtag GAAP in the memo box with your email address. Send $47 via Cash App to Dream Keepers Radio. Please check your spam box. Now, you can also text Private Life to 480-573-4879. Again, text Private Life to 480-573-4879 to get other information, access to this class as well. The book is 477 pages. 477 pages. And let me keep going up, man. If you can't afford it, go on Kindle tomorrow and watch it for free. Check out the book for free. Now, I did pull up some share agreements from the SEC. I do got the full accounting form 3115 in the book. But I'm gonna tell you, the people after the admin process, how you file your complaints. So, of course, there's more people, and you're going to want to get the book because, of course, I can't cover everything. But we got the Financial Accounting Standards Board. The Financial Accounting Standards Board. We got the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. You got to understand the game, though. You got to understand the game before you do this. You got to understand what's going on, what paperwork is necessary. We got the International Accounting Standards Board, the IFRS. You want to file a investor complaint form with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. We talked about FINRA. Investor complaints, okay? You got to understand how to come at them as the investor. And with FINRA, they do have arbitration, all right? We can do arbitration with FINRA. Holla at your boy. You know, like I said, I'm working with an SEC attorney. I'm hopefully she speaks to the class on what she knows. She used to be famous and stuff, you know. She's in the sports industry. Track and field star, I believe, Olympian. But now she's doing this. But I already said the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. All right. We also got the national. I don't want to say it wrong. I want to say the National Futures Association. But I want to make sure that's right. The National Futures Association. That is right. Because you got to understand these are future contracts because we're operating under bankruptcy. You got to understand the dollar symbol, you know, it means silver, units of silver. A lot of people don't understand the Mexican peso. So it's a future contract and a commodity. Gold and silver is a commodity at the end of the day. All right. You got to learn every time you're creating accounts with the public, you're creating shares. You're sharing with the public. I need y'all to understand that. You're sharing with the public. You don't have to be an accredited investor to do these things. Agents aren't accredited. They're not accredited investors. They act on behalf of agents. All these government corporations are agents acting on your behalf, so you don't have to be accredited. You are the main sole private investor. Has everybody heard? I just need 100 yes. Fire emojis, whatever. Everybody has heard the term private investor, correct?
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where the tax system can seem overwhelming, one book is here to guide you towards financial empowerment. Introducing The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by best-selling author Don Kilam. Are you looking to demystify the complexities of taxes and harness the power of tax credits? The Capitalizing Namepreneur provides an understanding of effectively utilizing your tax credits. Discover the secrets behind setting up a tax firm, understanding the strawman name, protecting your assets, and navigating the implications of the Social Security Trust Fund. Don Kilam's expertise shines through every page. It's like having a personal financial advisor by your side. Get your copy of The Capitalizing Namepreneur today and unlock the power of tax credits to enhance your financial well-being. Order your copy now and take control of your tax strategies. The Capitalizing Namepreneur. Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
All right, 100s. We got 100s. We got some yeses, 100s, fire emojis. All right, so I need y'all to understand this term doesn't exist. You are the private investor. You're considered dead. This is coming from your will and your estate. This is part of your will. This is part of your testimony. The walking dead, so to speak. You got to understand this. The Social Security Trust is what is who owns the U.S. national debt. The United States national debt is owned by the Social Security Trust Fund. The Social Security Trust Fund owns a significant portion of the United States national debt. So you got to understand who is funding this shit right here. Y'all got to understand this. And you got to learn how to take back your power, learn how to do it in the private, and become a private investor. You are the private investor, but you got to learn how to retake dominion. You got to learn how to do proper bookkeeping. You got to learn how to change your accounting methods. And this is really what's going on. This is what's going on. There's no ands, ifs, buts about it. If that doesn't make sense, I don't know what else to tell you, you know? So at the end of the day, you have to understand you're claiming their documents because you're going to control what you create. Quit claiming their documents, first of all. Quit trying to claim the birth certificate. You got to learn how to take dominion. You got to learn how to take dominion. Just like them. Do what they do. They create businesses. Understand that the United States is a federal corporation. So it's only corporations that can access this trust fund under bankruptcy through contract law. Everything is contractual. Learn how to be an agent. Learn how to be a special agent at the end of the day. Only special agents, what did I say? Only special agents deal with securities. You have to be a special agent to handle certain securities. You know, insurance agents deal with insurance. So what type of agent do you need for securities? You're going to need a special agent. And with that, I'm going to call it to a close. Tap in with class. We're going to get deep tomorrow. It's going to go all night. Sign up. You're going to get the replay. I'm going to send everybody the replay who sends the full $47, put the email address in the memo box. You're going to get the replay. All right. You're going to get the templates. And I'm telling you, a lot of people's already got the templates. And I'm telling you, that's the best template y'all probably ever seen in y'all's life. Let me know. Anybody that's got the templates, let me know. Was the templates fire or not? I'm going to pull one up right now and look at it. So we got some fire emojis. I got templates for the Security Exchange Commission, as a sole private investor, as a private citizen. All right. I got it for FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. I'm doing all of this. You do this to trigger the audit. You do this to trigger the audit. We got the Federal Trade Commission. You know, those are just 3. We got 10 in total. I'm not gonna jump off. I can't jump everything. You're gonna have to join the class. But I will tell you, I will be going over these templates in class after it makes sense to everybody. But everybody is still going to need to do the due diligence. This stuff's not going to make sense overnight. You're going to have to read this book. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 times before it hits you, before it even fully makes sense. Before it fully makes sense. It's still, some things still, I'm still learning too. Everything's a work in progress. But I want y'all to know, if you can complain internationally. You can complain internationally. It's, and here's another key word as well. I'm going to go over tomorrow. Let me see if I can pull it up on Google. To be fact, it's in my book, so let me see if I can pull it up on Google. So I was exhibit is also, so the word exhibit, right? The word exhibit is also a financial term. Your exhibits. You have to have exhibits in order to be attached to securities. It's just like court, So when you're securitive type, when you're going through the securitization process and you're creating securities, you're going to have exhibits. All right, exhibits attached to these securities and promissory notes. I'm just going to put it like that. I'm gonna go over all this tomorrow. I'm going over Financial Securities Act of 1933. And different types of asset classes. How to get a portfolio together. Yeah, because listen, if a lot of people had their portfolios together, they understood they had a financial portfolio. They understood security transactions, private placement securities. They wouldn't keep filing UCC ones in the public. I'm gonna say it again. They wouldn't be filing UCC ones in the public. Anything in the public belongs to them. Anything in the public belongs to them. You're gonna control what you create. We create our own forms, and if you're gonna securitize a form, you're gonna want to fill out a form on an SEC form, the Security Exchange Commission form. This is where we do the beneficial interest, the beneficial owners on SEC forms, security exchange forms, because it's securities. You have to learn how to reclaim these securities. And that's all I'm saying. The Cash App is Dream Keepers Radio. She says, I love you. Dream Keepers Radio. Dream Keepers Radio is the Cash App. Dream Keepers Radio will pop up, Don. Come on. If you have any more issues, go to my page on Instagram and read the description. Start reading, people. So Dream Keepers Radio, $47 Cash App. Put GAAP in the memo box with your email address. Class is April 30th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the 80th time. So sign up. If you didn't get all that, text Private Life to 480-573-4879. Again, text Private Life to 480-573-4879. Yeah, I know. I see. We got robots in the chats, man. That's why we're going into private. It's getting ridiculous, man. Getting ridiculous. But peace and love. Make sure y'all tap in and tune in. Y'all can always click the link in the bio, linktree.com/Don Kilam. Linktree.com/Don Kilam. Onlyfans.com/Don Kilam is the Don Kilam University is on OnlyFans. With that, I'm out. Much peace and love.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets of commerce and build an empire that lasts for generations? Look no further. Introducing $1 Million Worth of Gain by Don Kilam, your official guide to the private and public side of commerce. In this groundbreaking book, Don Kilam reveals the strategies and insider knowledge you need to create and protect your wealth. Learn how to navigate the intricate world of commerce, master the art of building an empire, and secure a lasting legacy for your family. Get your hands on $1 million worth of game today and embark on a transformative journey toward financial abundance. Don't miss out on the opportunity to build your empire and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. Get ready to conquer the world of commerce. $1 million worth of game by Don Kilam, your ultimate guide to building an empire and leaving a legacy. $1 million worth of game by Don Kilam. Available now. Get your copy and start your journey to generational wealth.